in every way. Yeah, yeah. I'm living my life, living day by day. Yeah, yeah. Are you in every way, woman?
Hi from Los Angeles. Here's Everyway Woman.
I can't believe the number of people who are breaking bank to look like their favorite celebrities with plastic surgery. So I wanted to open the dialogue and check in with you guys about this.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because if I had the money, I would do it.
Oh my God. you got a point there.
Know
You
where
got
she
a point.
stands.
Hold on. First of all, I'm 24, okay? The last thing I want to do is blow all my money on my face, like just to look like a celebrity.
I'm 24 too, and I don't want to do that.
She was 24 and I had your
Even
money.
if there are 24-year-olds and younger doing this. So this is what just floors me. I don't understand why they would spend this money.
Okay,
It's
here we go.
ridiculous.
You know me. And that's why we have young women who have low self-esteem, who look for love outside of themselves because they're spending money or they're trying to look like something that they are not. And as a society, we have the tendency to perpetuate that. And as a mother of teenage daughters, I'm highly upset about it.
Well, I think it depends on the type of celebrity that we focus on. Because a lot of times what we get upset about are the celebrities that are the Barbie doll look. Or, they're the perfect look. But there are a lot of female celebrities out there that actually, as I also have younger kids and I'm looking at them and who they idolize and who they're looking at, and I realize that there are more non-traditional celebrities out there now.
It's true, but the fact of the matter is, I feel like anybody who wants to look like someone else who really can't find happiness to themselves, I feel like you need to go to therapy.
Okay, sorry, hold on.
And
Has anybody ever said to you that you remind them of someone? The famous.
Well, a few people.
I'm name drop. Has anyone ever said to you, oh my gosh, you kind of look like so-and-so, or you remind me of so-and-so? Has anyone ever said that you look like?
But so I'm going to
I've
change
gotten that.
everything to make sure I look exactly like that person?
I mean, I don't believe it, but people say that I've gotten Shakira a lot, and honestly, even if I didn't look like Shakira, I'm not going to be like, oh, I have all this money, I'm going to go blow it on my face. No, honestly, it comes down to being low self-esteem, and it's ridiculous.
Madison, I'm not going to let you sit here and justify this by saying, oh my gosh, I look like Beyonce. But what I'm saying is, again, I think that's the mindset that we subconsciously put into women.
Exactly.
By saying,
it's the society. It's the media.
We subconsciously do that. So I don't
they're
know what to say.
But we're
that.
focusing on the very small percent of people, one, who do it, and two, who have the money to do
But
it.
it's really growing where people
Yes,
who even
it's
don't have
growing.
the money.
I work in Beverly Hills, and that's where money's walking around all over the place. And girls that are my age are walking around like lips like this,
Duck face.
and face like this. And I'm like, can we just be happy with ourselves,
But maybe
please?
there's something that they're not happy about with, because I mean, for me, it would be my forehead. If I could get Botox and I had the money, I would. I mean, I'm just being honest. If I had the money, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm trying to look like
But that's you're
Shakira.
absolutely right. We all do that on a very small scale.
Okay.
How many of you get facials?
I don't.
It's one thing to look.
I
It's
know,
one
but you
thing.
don't count
It's
because
one
you're
thing.
still baby.
But
It's
you
one
don't
thing to be the best and like maintain yourself.
Correct.
But when you really, and there are people who really want to look like someone else, so they're going to change their nose, they're going to change their
Right.
cheeks,
Maybe
they're
they
going to
need
change their
therapy.
jaw.
Right, but
They need- but there's more people doing this.
But we're talking about people who focus on wanting to be like a celebrity or look like a celebrity.
Correct.
And a
Right?
lot of my friends that are my age, they all look up to somebody. Beverly Hills Housewives, the Laguna Beach girls, they're dyeing their hair, they're bleach blonding it, they're getting all of these injections in their
Felicia?
face.
Why are young women doing
Because
that?
I'm going to tell you why. They're insecure. Because either they were messed up by their last relationship and it just made them feel really bad about
No,
themselves.
Felicia, they're messed up because every magazine that they see and every cover that they have, it has a person
Who portrays to be
portrays
perfect.
that.
They
But
portray
that's not
to be
true.
perfect.
That's not everyday women.
It's not.
But I want to ask you, Anna, because you do transform people with makeup. I mean, it's not through plastic surgery, but you transform them through makeup. So, but do you find people who are confident who want that transformation?
Let me tell you something. Because of what I do, every person that sits in my chair has some type of insecurity. You ladies cannot tell me that you are not insecure.
No, we do.
I'm insecure about something.
But I'm not paying $25,000. $25,000
But if you have the money,
No,
No,
ma'am.
even if I didn't, there are better things to spend my money on.
Exactly, like my college loans. Hello.
what happens if
Exactly.
there's like infinity? Like,
All right. Well, there is so much more to talk about with this conversation. We're really heated. And next, we're going to talk about, do you look good for your age? What do you So we'll be back with more on that.
Look how beautiful you are.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Coming up next, more Everyway Woman.
All right, whenever I'm looking through magazines and they have older women, they always say, she looks good for her age. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a compliment or not?
That's the worst thing you can tell a woman. Because that makes me look very
man. Makes you look like what?
I think anytime anyone says you look good, it's a compliment.
Yeah, I think it's a compliment because when I'm in my 40s, 50s, and someone says, "Hey, you look good," I'm be like, all that products that went into my face was good.
Well, you're 24.
No. Okay, being the mature one in this group, I would take offense if someone told. I mean, okay, I do look good. Let's put the disclaimer.
You do look good.
Yeah, I would
You
be
do.
offended if someone would say, "You look good for your age." What is that implying? That somebody's 70?
What would you want to hear?
But somebody 70 can't look good?
But what would you want to hear if it was a compliment?
You look good.
Why
does
you look
that have to be
good.
right? They don't tell a man, you look good
but
for your age.
that is true. I mean, we live in a society where age is a focus, especially when it comes to women.
Exactly.
But honestly, I have a friend who she is in her 50s. She has 4 kids, is a grandmother. And when I look at her, yes, she looks great for her age. But when I look, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. She looks great no matter what. She looks fantastic. Honestly, when I look at her and I look at her age, it just doesn't, I can't comprehend that she looks that good for her age. It's a huge compliment.
What's the disconnect? Okay, so she has all those accomplishments. What's the disconnect? Because
age catches up with you. You have wrinkles. All this stuff does catch up with you. And when there are women out there who, you know, when 50 is the new 40 and the 40 is the new 30, it's surprising that people can still, because my mom, she's one of those like, oh, at my age, I can't wear red lipstick. At my age, I can't do this and that with my hair.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Because, you know, I'm always saying, oh, I have to dress age appropriate. And our producer always rolls me up about that. But there's a self-consciousness because I'm going to be 50 soon. And I don't think that I should look like I'm 14.
I'm going to say this.
So you got to balance.
I'm like,
I completely agree because I know there are ladies who are more mature in their 60s and their 50s and they're shopping at Forever 21.
Right.
And I don't like that. I hate that.
No,
Every time I'm at Forever 21, I'm like, can you please, there's a Macy's down that way.
Right, see, there you go, right?
Just age discrimination. I can walk in there.
I'm just saying, really, you're going to wear those pink shorts up your butt in front of your daughter that's 21?
Like, you guys are hitting a chord with me, really, because I'm struggling with that. I have teenage daughters, and you know, today I came in that yellow dress, and my daughters told me to pick up that yellow dress. I was appalled because I didn't feel that was age appropriate for me to wear a yellow dress. And my daughters are saying, you know, Mom, you're not 80. And so I'm thinking, well, can a 80-year-old wear a yellow dress? I said, you know, have some liveliness to you. So I thank you for that because this really means something to me.
You know what? For me, though, I'm 24, and I know y'all are going to say I'm the youngest. I have nothing to worry about. But no, that's a lie because I wake up with bags under my eyes, and I know it's because of my stress and my work that I'm going through. But I'm constantly trying to find solutions to put like Olay and like just some type of treatment to help me prevent fine lines and wrinkles. And I'm 24.
Madison.
I'm 24. But
It's all you. You got this one for us.
You got
I
this,
love
Madison.
this one because at some point, you have to start thinking about taking care of yourself. You're 24.
24. And the other day I was babysitting this kid, and he was like, Felicia, you look older. Oh, stab in the heart.
That's definitely there. I mean, we do have to maintain ourselves and make sure we're taking care of ourselves. But the fact of the matter is there are plenty of women who, as they get older, are taking care of themselves, and they should be praised for that, and they should be highlighted for that, because there are a lot of women out there in middle America who have just decided, I'm too old for all of that, and I don't need to do all of that. And I say, why not?
Well, okay.
Say it, Madison.
Here's why not.
Let me write this down.
At some point, yes, you do. I do kind of agree with you when you, Stacy, when she says you have to be age appropriate. At some point, do you want to be 60 wearing 24-year-old clothes, running around with No, you don't. You don't. If someone says when you don't take care of yourself really well, you're gonna age.
Correct.
That's just the bottom line.
But
and the thing is why we get so offended is because we get so wrapped up in our lives and we don't take care of ourselves. We don't take the time to take care of ourselves.
That is a good point.
And why do they put the age on women on magazines? Because those women, they have somebody on them all the time. And yes, they look great for their age because somebody is there on them helping them look great for their age.
I just
That's
don't
why
think
we
that,
get offended.
I just don't think that women should have all these rules like, oh, I'm this age now, so I can't wear yellow. You can wear yellow because you look fantastic in yellow. All right, ladies. So you know what? I do think we should take the compliments that are given to us. How about that?
Exactly.
We can agree on that. and we'll be back with more Every Way Woman.
Coming up next, more Every Way Woman.
Do you know the difference between breast reduction and breast augmentation? Neither do I, but stay tuned for the answer from Every Way Woman.
Breast surgery is one of the most popular surgeries out there. Breast reduction, breast augmentation. And here we have Dr. West and Dr. Gown to tell us the difference between the two and also how some of the procedures are done. Dr. Gown, what is a breast reduction surgery?
So those are bipolar opposites. The breast reduction surgery is when a woman comes in complaining about the overly large size of her breasts, causing issues such as back pain, neck pain, headaches, deep grooves from the bra straps, moisture that develops under the folds of the breast, and they're coming in really from relief of those symptoms. We treat those just like any cosmetic surgery, but sometimes the insurance will cover the cost of that surgery to relieve those symptoms. And what it is removing excess breast tissue and performing a breast lift at the same time to give the patient a more youthful look, and at the same time relieve her symptoms by taking away the weight of that extra mass.
Okay. Now, what would be the breast augmentation?
So breast augmentation would be the opposite. So a patient who comes in and she feels that she doesn't have large enough breasts. Sometimes it's a very straightforward procedure where we put an implant in, and we have a lot of, as you can see, a wide variety of implants we can use. Sometimes it means putting an implant and doing a lift at the same time. So it really depends on what the patient needs.
Okay, well, you do have a couple of different samples here. So I'm holding a natural, looks like it's smooth, and one that's a bit rough going. So what's the difference between these two?
So what you're holding in your hands, they are both gel implants. This is the generation 4 implant, this is the generation 5. Slight differences between the two, they're both gel. If I were to take a scissor and cut this one in half, it's not going to run all over the floor. It's not
like Jell-O.
Exactly, It stays together. This one even more so, you can feel it, it's a little bit thicker.
Yes.
If I were to cut this in half, you can see that definite line between the two. It's built like a gummy bear. This is that gummy bear implant that you're hearing talked about in the news today. The different textures, this one's a smooth, this one has a texture to it. If you look at the side profile, one of them looks like an actual breast shape. It's shaped in a teardrop. The texture acts to keep it positioned on the chest so that we don't have problems with rotation.
Right, yeah, so this doesn't end up at the top.
That doesn't end up at the top or the side. That looks a little bit awkward. Whereas the round doesn't matter. If it turns within the body, it maintains the same shape.
Now, since this has a more natural look, would you think is this the obvious choice?
Well, I think that what I find, I use a lot of the gummy bear, the implant that you're holding now, for reconstruction patients. So we probably use it in about 80% of our patients, and they really get a very nice look after reconstruction. In cosmetic surgery, I would say it's not as a big part of our practice. Most people these days are still using the traditional round implant. But it really depends on what is the appearance that the person is trying to achieve. So for somebody who comes in and says, I want the most natural look I can possibly get with a very smooth transition where there's no roundness at all that people typically associate with implants, then you might go to the shaped implant. For most people, though, we end up the round implant generally tends to be a really good choice.
Why is that?
Well, it's been around for a long time, and most people are able to achieve a really pretty look. Then it comes down to picking the right implant. So we can, there's a lot of different techniques that we use to assess somebody to figure out what's the perfect implant. Because at the end of the day, most people are coming in, their main concern is, how do I find that perfect implant which gives me the look that I want? And
Right.
Dr. Gown can really talk to you about how we do that.
Now, sometimes we tend to associate, having the nice big round breasts for people who are, kind of arm candy wives, so to say. Is it really affordable? Is it not affordable? Can it just be for the average woman, goes to church on Sundays?
Absolutely. It's an absolutely affordable procedure. It's very safe. It's very quick. There's quick recovery. And nowadays we have the advantage of an entire slew of different devices that are customized to each individual patient. In the past, we used to have 3 choices for breast augmentation: small, medium, large. Now we measure base diameter, we measure how much projection the woman wants, and we use a lot of trying on the implants with sizing bras, and now 3D technology as well, where we take a picture of the patient, we rotate that in 3-dimensional space on the computer, and we have every different style, shape, size, variety of implant, and you can preview what you're going to look like with different sized implants.
Wow.
And this is an extremely powerful tool, and that oftentimes guides the choice of, Do you want an overly augmented look? Do you want a more softer, natural look? Do you want to maintain a sporty look? Or do you want to go very large in size?
So would you say in terms of health and aesthetics, is there a perfect size?
I don't
A
think
cup. How about, is there a perfect cup?
You know, it's interesting. I think that as it relates to health, I don't think so. I think that a different size makes sense for different builds and for different desires. So like Dr. Gowan was saying, there's some people who want a very athletic look. They don't want to be overly large. They want to be able to participate in sports without their breast implants hindering them. For other people, maybe they're not as active. They do something else with their lives where they want more attention. They want a larger size. The size isn't really going to impact the health. It's really more of an issue of trying to pick the right size to deliver the goal for that particular patient.
What would be the average recovery time for augmentation?
I've had patients who've gone out dancing by the end of the week, and some that are still a little bit sore by the end of week 2. But again, it's not something that's going to take you out of your life to where you have to take weeks and weeks off of work before going back and enjoying the activities you like most.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Gowan. Thank you, Dr. West. If you'd like more information, please check out their website at finesseplasticsurgery.com.
We'll be back with Everyday Fitness. Coming up next, more Every Way Woman.
We're heading into a commercial break, and our fitness expert, Jeanette, wants to make sure you're not just going to be sitting there. So, Jeanette, tell us, what are some of the things we can be doing during a commercial to be productive?
Well, commercial break is an awesome time to just get in a little bit of stretching. Flexibility is one of the 3 main components of fitness, right? There's strength, and there's cardiovascular, and there's flexibility. And you don't even have to break a sweat. You can just do a little.
I love hearing that. So tell me what I have to do.
Really, I mean, stretching is very easy. You have some chairs here. Chairs are great tools to help you stretch. So we can just stand up. You can put the seat of your chair next to mine.
And we can just use like a regular kitchen chair.
Any kind of chair. And in your case, you might, well, like if it's an easy chair, you might want to move around it, right? But this is your ballet bar right now. So you just take one foot, you put it back.
Okay.
You push that heel into the floor. And you have the weight equally over the front and the back leg. And this front leg, you don't want it to be more than 90 degrees. So think of a square. You don't want to be past 90, just a square. Right?
Okay, I'm going to make sure of that. Now, am I keeping my back leg straight, or what am I doing?
You want to keep it somewhat straight, but not locked. You don't want to hyperextend it. So just a little tiny bit of a bend in there. And you just breathe. You really want to breathe the whole time you're stretching.
I usually do try to breathe, but is there a method to the madness? I mean, do I have to make sure it's in through the nose or out through the mouth?
Not for stretching, honestly. You just have to get enough oxygen to your brain so you don't fall over. That's what we're aiming for here.
Someday.
So then you can just take that back leg and you can scoot that pelvis like Elvis pelvis right here. Just
bring it on in.
And you stretch in this whole hip flexor area here.
I feel it.
You feel it?
Yeah, I do.
Most of us have very tight hip flexors, especially if we watch a lot of television. That's something that gets really stiff.
I could use mine to be a little tighter, if you know what I mean, but we'll stretch it out.
No, you want your muscles to be straight and tighter, not your joints, right?
Good point.
And then you can lean on that back foot and bring this toe up and stick that booty out, right? Keep both knees soft. You're going to stretch your hamstring, this country ham right here.
All right, so the front leg is also, it's not straight.
It's
You're
not completely straight. You want those knees soft because when your knees are locked, that's hyperextending it. And that's like if you took a book and you opened it all the way up, you know how it damages the spine?
Yeah, it's a good way to think of it.
It's the same thing with your knees.
Okay. And how long am I holding this?
You hold these stretches for like 10 to 15 seconds. You really want to go down into a stretch and just hold it. You don't want to bounce or push into a stretch because then the momentum can push your body past where your body really wants to go.
Okay. So why is it so important for us to be doing stretches versus, you know, during the commercial break? I mean, you think, okay, I should be like doing some push-ups or sit-ups or...
You can do that too. I think most people tend to ignore the flexibility part of their training. And that's why it's so important to get stretching in when you can. You take the arm out to the side.
I'm going to do this now.
Yeah, that's probably better. And bring it in, come underneath and hold. And you can do these stretches anywhere, you know, in the office.
Well, that's a great point because, I mean, you know, everyone should stop maybe like, you know, every hour to do something like this, right?
It really can help your brain. And here's a great stretch you can do in the office, right? So you move up to the front of the chair, tatas up,
Tatas are up, locked and
Tatas
loaded.
out. Tatas down.
They're down.
And then just roll back.
Now you can do this without tatas too, right?
Right. This is the tatas optional exercise.
Okay, good.
And up. And the great thing about doing flexibility training is like CrossFit is awesome, but you probably don't want to do it in your cubicle because your coworkers are going to think that you're like, woo. So stretching is something that you can do that's gentle and somewhat inconspicuous.
I'm just sitting here, not doing much. But like right here, like you're really rolling your back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And most of us have a lot of stiffness in the back. And another way you can do that is to just lift up. I'm just like a cat, right? Just like a cat. And a cat
I wish I could be my cat all day long.
Oh, I know. Cats don't have to do anything. Cats got the flexibility thing down.
Now,
right?
you know, with the stretching, what I do wonder though, because they tell you so much that you should warm up beforehand, before you do stretching. Is that true?
You can get a little bit of walking around, but stretching, if you do it gently, you can do it cold. It's okay.
Okay. And is this a lot different from yoga, or are these yoga moves?
Some of these moves are integrated into yoga. Yoga is a very rich and complex set of exercises that has flexibility as part of it, but yoga is a lot more involved than basic stretching.
Okay, so what about, you know, I mean, are you going to be doing anything with your legs and things like that as well too?
You can, for example, you could just put this heel down and you could just reach on over and you should feel a stretch all the way up the back of your leg.
That does feel so good.
And this is something that you can do, and really just anything that gets your body moving.
All right,
is going to get your brain
Well, we
unstuck.
are heading into a commercial, so I hope you're going to be getting your body moving. You have all the right moves.
Get to it.
That's it. What else should we do?
Everyway Woman gives back to the community. Go to everywaywoman.com to find out how you can match our donations of undergarments for needy kids. Thanks for getting to know Everyway Woman.
This has been an Everyway Woman production.
I'm an everyday woman, 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 in every way, yeah, yeah. I'm living my life, living day by day, yeah, yeah. Are you an everyday woman?